Hello and welcome to Perspectives, our Year in Review edition, part 3. Yesterday we looked at the most important secular story, and it was definitely the U.S. election. Today we're going to look at the most significant papal teaching of the year. Joining me again are Sebastian and Emilie. What do you think was the most significant papal teaching of the year?
I think it has to be unanimous among the three of us, Amoris Laetitia.
Yeah, was there any other?
The Apostolic Exhortation of Pope Francis, which is the great conclusion of the two-stage Synod of Bishops on the family, looking at the challenges to family life. And this is just an absolutely remarkable landmark document that's going to affect the pastoral approach of the Universal Church for many, many years to come. And part of the reason of that is that it's not just, and I just alluded to this, it's not just a document from Pope Francis, it's a universal church document because of the number of bishops who were participating in these synods, not only in the actual event, but in the consultation and writing in their responses and asking the faithful what they thought about this.
And for what, a year and a half or so from the first questioner that went out before the first
over
synod?
2 years.
Yeah,
over
2
2 years.
So it's really
this is a universal church deliberation, and it's absolutely remarkable. There's a lot of great stuff in it.
Yeah, and I think that anyone can really pick up this document, read it, and understand what's in it. There's no, you don't get confused in this foreign language maybe that someone who doesn't have like this great theological background would need to.
That's typical Francis too.
Right, exactly. So it's a very accessible document.
It's so again practical. I don't think for me personally, since John Paul II's Theology of the Body, which was actually general audience addresses, and it's hard to read, but I find it so practical. And so is Amoris Laetitia, so practical. Everybody lives in a family, everybody comes from a family, whether broken or not. It's a family, there are marriages, we all know marriages. And even in my own personal ministry, I've found that it speaks to exactly what I see in the parish, in what couples are going through, and marriages and families going through. A lot
of people have said that sometimes they kind of hold their breath when they know that the church is going to say something about marriage and family life, because you have this group of celibate old men.
And we knew that he was going to talk about
reflecting on family life, and everybody's like, just don't say anything that's like a little bit and Francis, clearly, this is someone who has listened to and been close to people in very complex situations. And I want to say something about this because the whole approach is so pastorally oriented and about accompaniment. Everything in it is just suggests proximity to people who are living as best they can, family life, trying to do their best. But even in the complex situations, and this is where some debate has come about, especially in chapter 8. When you're looking at pastoral accompaniment specifically in those complex situations, divorced and remarried people, all kinds of things. And there's been even some bishops have said publicly, there's some confusion here, and we need the Pope to clarify what he means because previously to this, if you were divorced and remarried, for example, you couldn't go to communion. And it seems that in this document, Pope Francis has opened the door to that. But it's really important to point out the people that are sort of against this feel that this undermines the doctrine of marriage, the indissolubility of marriage. And that's not the case. Francis and all the bishops who support this, which is the vast majority in the world, have said very clearly this is not about the teaching itself. It's not about the doctrine. It's about our approach to the situation. It's about how we look at people who are in these difficult situations.
So we don't look at people with doctrine, and we look at the person that's sitting in front of us.
That's right. And so it's not.
And so it's not. Situation,
It's funny because it's not really about
applying the law.
The person. It's about us. It's about the pastors of the church. And how they. So there's a conversion that needs to go on at that level, and that's what Francis is trying to push forward, and most of the bishops agree, and some are having a little bit of difficulty with it because they don't want to change, and they think that the law must be, absolutely applied across the board.
Yeah, I like Theology of the Body. I think that this is a document that's we're going to keep getting, it's just going to keep giving and giving and giving, and it's just going to get unpacked and translated in different versions and applications. So we need to leave it there. For sure, Amoris Laetitia, the most significant papal teaching of the year. Tomorrow we're going to look at the event of the year, so I hope that you can join us. Send your comments to us via Facebook and Twitter. See you tomorrow.